Hey there, gang. Patrick King here, and we're starting off with maybe what might be a new little idea for some of our broadcasts and podcast ideas here. Coffee conversations. So, plenty of you know how addicted I am to coffee, so this is a great way for me to chat a little bit with you while I'm having a cup here, and who knows, maybe in the future we'll have some guests join us for these coffee conversations. And it's all about just chatting about random topics, and feel free, send in topics that you might like to be covered, different than the question and answer sessions that we do, in that this is more just kind of theoretical discussion. So wanted to start off by talking about this idea, this old kind of antiquated idea that we shouldn't let the horse win when we're talking about a working or training situation. Brings to mind maybe an encounter that I had at a clinic a couple years back. We were working with a little obstacle course, and there was a gal with her horse, and she was really struggling to, I don't remember, cross a bridge or step on a tarp or something like that, but the horse was pretty bothered by the whole situation. And when we got a little plus with the horse, I told the gal at that point, back off, give her some time to think. And the horse didn't, I think it was crossing a bridge. The horse didn't even step on the bridge at that point, but got a little bit curious. Instead of being fearful and backing away, kind of looked to the bridge and encouraged a little bit toward it as if it was thinking about stepping on it, kind of broke a little threshold idea there. And so I had her back off of that. And it was surprising to me, her response. She looked at me like as if I'd, sprouted 3 more heads or something, or something like that. She was completely shocked, and she said, "What do you mean back away from it? Do you mean I should let her win?" And that was an interesting moment for me, because I'd kind of, I don't know, I guess it had been a while since I'd heard somebody make a remark like that I kind of forgot all about that old idea of not letting the horse win. And so it took me a moment to reply to her, and I said, well, yes, let your horse win. Of course, let your horse win. Because in that moment, the winning was about the horse's confidence and curiosity. It had really nothing to do with the bridge at that point, or this task of stepping on the bridge. It was more about the principle of building the horse's confidence. That, to me, in that moment, and to that horse, was the most important part. So, and it's funny, because since that day, I've really become aware of the moments when people talk about the horse winning, as if they're winning something over on them. And I find that to be pretty interesting. If we think about it from a working perspective, the horse is really only doing one of 2 things, right? He's either doing what he thinks we want him to do, or he's doing what he thinks he has to do for survival. And then there's other pieces, sort of subsets within that, where he's doing what he thinks we want him to do, maybe within the limits, the current limitations of his own body. Maybe he's got stiffness, maybe he's got, a lameness, or, some sort of other challenge in there. But we could really think that he's either doing one of 2 things: what he thinks we want him to do, or what he thinks he has to do to save himself in that moment. When we think about any kind of resistance that a horse would offer to us, or any sort of trouble that might come up from our horse, we're looking at it's either from pain, from fear, from misunderstanding, from maybe some anxiety in there. I guess we could put that in with the idea of fear, or maybe some unsuitability in there, if maybe the horse just isn't cut out for the job we're asking him to do. But that's more and more rare now as riders and horses are getting more specialized. So if we think about any of the resistances that we encounter with our horse, say, for instance, this bridge idea that we were talking about with this gal in the clinic, that idea was clearly, in this situation, it was fear. The horse was worried about what she was asking him to do. There was a bridge in the middle of the arena. There's plenty of good footing around. Why would he need to step up onto the bridge in that situation? The horse just had no confidence with it. So, again, getting back to that idea of letting the horse win, I think we should. I think the horse should be a winner every time in everything that we do with him. If we think about it, it's a partnership, right? We would want our partner to feel like a winner. I wouldn't want to go into a working partnership with anybody and feel like as part of that partnership, I was always losing, right? That wouldn't make any sense. We'd want to get out of that partnership pretty quick. In order for our horse to do what we want him to do in any given situation, he has to feel good about it. So should he feel like a winner? Yes, absolutely he should. Again, think about that partnership. Horsemanship itself, anything we do with a horse, it's about the horse and the human becoming better together. So if the horse wins, then we win too, really, in that idea. Because he's just going to be more suited to doing what it is we want him to do. He's going to feel more confident about doing that. So that's something we want to think about. He should feel like a winner. We have to understand where that resistance is coming from. If we're asking him to do something, is he resisting because he's afraid? Well, then we need to help him feel confident. And then he can be a winner. Is he resisting because there's some sort of pain? Well, if that's the case, then we would need to address that so that then he can be a winner. Is there something he just doesn't understand? You know, I mean, we've all been in situations where we don't understand what somebody's trying to ask of us. And of course, we feel like we're not winning in that case. But once we understand, we can move together. We can work together. So it's kind of a long rant and ramble, I guess. But yeah, should the horse win? Absolutely, the horse should win. Every time. Every time. A friend of mine, Tom Curtin, you probably heard me quote him several times, and I've probably messed the quote up by now. It's been so long ago that I've heard him say this. But, you know, he said, it doesn't matter what I think of your horsemanship. And it really doesn't even matter much what you think of your horsemanship. What's most important is how your horse feels about himself when he's with you. That carries a lot of weight for me. I want the horse to feel like a winner. I think that's pretty important. All right, I'll stop rambling. I'll let you get on with your day. I hope you've joined me for a cup of coffee here in our coffee conversations. If you've got any thoughts or theories you'd like me to chat about or any topics you'd like me to cover, feel free. Put those in the comment section of the little audio here. That'd be great. And like I said, maybe in the future we'll have some other guests come on for these little coffee conversation moments. I think that'd be great. If you've got people you'd like to hear, make sure that you enter that in the comments section too. Put that down there. See who we might be able to get to join me for some of these. I think that could be a lot of fun. And hell, for me, coffee with anybody sounds good. So, all right, gang. Enjoy your day. Thanks so much for